Welcome to us.
私の居場所はどこに、スポットライトの光が届かないところ、さあお嬢さんこっちへおいで、苦しい鎖を壊してあげましょう。ああステファニー、そっちへ行ってはいけない。奈落に向かい歩みを進める小さな石、舞台に閉じ込められたら命が尽きるまで踊らされる聖なる歌声が聞こえてる。それは呪いなのか救済なのか、本当にゴーストはいたのでしょうか。誰も知らないの、美しさゆえに愛されてしまう。この世のもので
All right, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the NWC25 rendition, my finals map pool showcase, which is actually one of the final map pools that we are going to be showcasing here. I am your caster, Toro, and here I have Melody with me to commentate this showcase.
Hello, everybody. I'm actually interested to see what we have in store for the finals, since this is one of the final stages of the tournament. Well, judging by the name, obviously, but can't wait to see what our map pullers have gotten in order for us.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we have a lot of strong teams in the bracket now, but even so, things are getting a lot more skill cappy now, and you will see in this showcase, um, it's gonna be a bigger challenge, like a much bigger challenge than it was before, at least in my opinion from playtesting.
I don't exactly have any insight as for how the pool looks, but the difficulty due to the given circumstances will definitely be increased to a more so far-fetched state in a very good way. Hopefully this week we get some very good songs like in the previous weeks as well. But you'll all be seeing that in do we switch to the video now? Everyone buckle in.
Oh, here we are.
This is gonna be a good one, starting off with our No Mod 1. Judging by the views of the blurred screen, not so blurred now, gonna be the generic slot that you'd see in a No Mod 1 slot. Generic inconsistency. Honestly, the distancing is not as bad as in the previous weeks. Would be... Ooh, but those streams might be the main reason for quite a few drops.
Yeah, I definitely see it being a reason for drops, especially with nerves. Now that players are seeing that we are in the final stage, you know what I mean? In map, you'll probably be thinking, oh shit, this is the finals, it has all come down to this. Many players will be dropping from nerves, especially on such a kind of longer than what we usually see for the No Mod 1 slot. I'm pretty sure we usually see 3 minutes or 3 minutes and 30 seconds for No Mod 1. And we now have a 4-minute No Mod 1. 187 BPM, generic aim consistency. As you've said, there's really not much to say about a No Mod 1 pick like this, other than keep your nerves in check and let's just help you practice enough to be consistent. Now this next map, we do have a song from a familiar franchise, Toho.
Mountain of Fate. We are gonna be Suwako's theme. Insane difficulty. Now we see the star rating ramping up to nearly 5 stars. That just shows to the extent that we have gone through just for
not just the star rating
difficulty.
But the BPM has also been raised up as well.
183.
I mean, this still is fairly, I guess, casual, you could say, for anyone that actually plays the tapping skill set. OD8, AR9, kind of what you'd expect. CS 3.8, with a 2-minute drain time, actually, but I'm pretty sure it's more focused on kind of your consistency for these longer streams and bursts.
But No Mod 2s are usually the shorter of the bunch, due to the fact that they have a lot more of a versatile, difficult kind of skill set. Like, especially the streams here, this could be deadly for a lot of the matchups. Therefore, it does kind of require to be a lot shorter in comparison, but still have some length to it. And then we move into number 3. This is based alt aim. Not exactly sure. Oh yeah, alternate.
Yeah, we have your just No Mod 3 basic alt here. It's very easy to note lock actually. So really, it told me that he note locked on this map, so you really gotta watch out.
So
I mean, it's kind of looking like your generic alt patterns, your like low alts, kind of. Just kind of exactly what you'd expect, but again, this is ramping up from the last pool in difficulty. You will need to practice this a lot if you do not play alt.
I mean, even with the map looking easy in match, you can still note lock, which is a rather heavy factor to alt maps. Need to have a lot of consistent practice on it. Oh? Is this a custom map we see here?
The No Mod 4 is custom. I really like this one.
Ooh, this sounds good, and it looks rather versatile actually. Looking to have some slight readings. Ooh, yeah, those sliders.
And in a map like this, you absolutely have to pay attention to the slider shapes. And it's very funky sliders, and just kind of a lot of alt patterns. These sliders will be tripping up a lot of players, especially with the Scorby 2 slider rack.
The sliders are problematic. This is the final stage, so it does make sense that they'd input something like this, but make sure to check your sensitivity before hopping in. You sure you're in there?
I definitely see this map tripping up a lot of players in match.
Someone's doing
Honestly, this is a very cool custom from Emma Fistov.
Honestly, you can't exactly label it generic slider tech because this can be... Okay, as everything has been said already, very, very messy. Honestly, not much to really say in this. Looking very, very entertaining to see though.
I mean, in match, it will also come down to nerve control. You really need to not tunnel vision on one pattern at a time. You have to anticipate all of these sliders that come through.
In the following weekends, finals, grand finals, that kind of stuff, you do need a lot more focus, a lot more practice. It's just really the generic weekly system. This is a weekly bonus. We get closer to the end. Does look to be a lot more bannable though, honestly. If our remaining teams aren't that into tech sliders, we'll be getting swiped off the board a bit.
Entering our speed pick, coming up to 220 BPM, Air 9, OD8, 2 minutes in drain time, kind of your typical speed pick.
Yes!
Wait, you know this song?
I love this song. Okay, this might be a little bit of a no-no to mention, but I did play... Wait, is this from the map set that was used in 4CWC? Unsure, but... Looking to be a lot more tech, seeming to be the highlight of the week.
Some speed tech, you know, it's a lot more skill capping than what we were shown last week. Again, you're really going to need to kind of control your nerves. Like, from personal experience, when I'm nervous, I tend to overstream very high BPM. So if you are a player like that, you are going to need to control your nerves and control your fingers most of all.
Honestly, biggest concerns here are no lock and overstreaming, or also over-aiming on the slider, which can result in some slider breaks, but it's not too much of a
gimmick. As you can see, we have a lot of repeating patterns at an AR 8.8, which isn't as low as you'd expect, but it will trip you up. During playtesting, these patterns trip me up a lot.
This one's a good song.
Yeah, whoever pulled this has amazing music taste.
Big applause to the Mappoolers, in my opinion. Now, it does look a lot more reading focused, which I mean would usually find in gimmick picks.
I find, honestly, it's a lot more different than the gimmick picks we've been given this entire tournament, and for that I commend the poolers. I'm glad to see a breath of fresh air when it comes to the gimmick slot.
A lot more unique, would say, no?
Yeah.
Very, very pleasing, honestly, to both the ears and the eyes. And I mean, for the fingers, maybe.
This
Since
doesn't
those
look like it
require
would be
quite a
too
bit of
stressful on the
tapping.
fingers.
Just my advice is don't single tap too much. Like me. Hidden one already hopping into our modded slots now. Gonna be some snappy pattern, snappy aim, heavy aim control. The standardized stuff you'd see, but this is tough.
This is tough. Hidden one coming in at 4.63 stars. You'd expect a 4.8 pick. You know, random consistency, but this map does look like it requires a lot of aim control. In match, I feel like also like just nerves are gonna play a huge role in this. You are like these patterns right here will trip up a lot of players. You are going to have to bring your A game, and as I say all the time, you need to practice picks like this. You cannot just sight read once and then get a 900k in match.
Perhaps also a bit more unique. Haven't really seen anything that goes into aim this much in the previous weeks when it comes to hidden. Oh, cat loving.
You know the song as well?
I love cat loving. Loving cat loving. I'm gonna be reading, which you do standardly see on these kind of map sets. Every cat loving map set I've seen so far involves a lot more reading than meets the eye. And a lot of memorization as well. Maybe it's just the skin that makes hidden look a bit tougher, but
I don't think it's the skin. I think this map is very tough.
or maybe it's just that I haven't been paying attention to it this much in the following weeks.
Maybe not.
A few streams in there. A lot of.
Honestly, yeah, this is a very standard hidden 2-pick. It doesn't feel to me like a huge jump in difficulty from the previous pool. I could be totally wrong. Like, I could go play it and then just eat shit. Another custom map. Okay, here we are.
Don't exactly recognize the song yet.
Custom coming in from Vertical Dude for a hidden 3, a mixed alt custom. Okay.
Thank you, horizontal guy. I meant vertical dude.
Okay.
Gonna be some mixed alt, which I mean you do see often in Hidden 3, but it seems this week that they are upping the ante, higher AR. Just close. Not exactly sure what the
Higher
AR
AR,
was from last week.
I'm actually not sure either. Hold on.
Might need some assistance for that.
Was
Another-
AR9 last?
Oh, so it's actually the same.
This is similar.
Maybe. Ooh, those streams.
This is definitely a pick that I look forward to seeing teams play in match. It looks like a fun pick, a good song. Overall, it's going to be very fun to watch and very fun to play as well. This does look like a map that I definitely enjoy playing, and I definitely see a lot of other players enjoying this map.
Custom mappers have been digging out some good songs, dishing out very awesome maps in general throughout the weeks. This is no exception. Definitely a peak cinema in a sort.
I'd like to point out those doubles moving into other sliders. Those will trip a lot of players up if they are
some OD10s in the previous week. So that's kind of become the norm here for some of the much rougher HR picks. I mean, HR2 as well, definitely. A bit awkward, would say. Some of these jumps are a bit awkwardly placed. Now we're going to our finger control. Hard Rock 3. Serum by Pelusive.
Oh, I played this map actually at higher diff. You really need to pay attention to the rhythm on this map. You cannot just kind of read based off of your vision.
That rhythm is weird. A lot more abstract, I would say. Which, I mean, this has been the rhythm check to see if you've learned your lesson in tapping, but this is gonna definitely be a teacher, we'll say.
Oh yeah, and these sliders, those little slider jumps will be tough to aim.
Although
For a lot of players with their in the lobby.
In concept it looks okay, but if your tapping is any inaccurate, you're over. And we go into DT1s already. We're going fast with this map, aren't we? That's a
DT1 coming in at 5-star flat. This honestly looks like the most generic mechanics pick in the lobby. I feel like we're going to see a lot of team scores above 2 million, maybe even likely 2.5 million. This is all about your aim consistency and just your ability to hold and control your nerves.
Oh yeah, reading as well might be a little factor because you did see that up down tapping pattern. You need some of that. Oh, she didn't teach you reflexes for nothing. No, I am a bit surprised to see that the highest SR came from a DT pick. I would expect something like that in the level 2 slot that we did see, since that was a lot more difficult, but is lower in star rating, which... How does that happen? Oh? Buckle in.
Another custom map. Okay, let's go.
At the Speed of Light by Dim Rain, 47, mapped by Amethyst, which... Wait, before I make any incorrect judgments, I must check my sources. But speed, stamina... I have noticed... Is that free run in the background?
Yes, that is. This is 243 BPM coming in at AR 9.7. This will be very fast-paced for a lot of our players.
One of our fastest, actually, in the upcoming weeks, beating out the previous DT by 0.1, 0.2 nearly in star rating, which, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that was a truck.
I see these unrelenting triples tripping up a lot of players. It all really comes down to your ability to flutter your fingers around and read this high AR.
Amethyst cooking once more. Quite a great mapper to have on board. In general. Yes, spin. Could these taps be considered alternate in some kind of sense?
I mean, I don't really see players that alternate having an easier time than players that single tap on a map like this.
Single tapping on a map
single
like
tapping these patterns will be no easy feat.
Well, if you do want to break your fingers, I suggest you don't go through with it. Either way. Looks
as a
really
single tapper,
fun.
it's best to tap with your wrist movement rather than your finger movement on a map like this.
I shouldn't show that one gif.
But yeah, very standard DT2 pick. These unrelenting triples are going to be very tough for our players to go through in match, but it is finals after all. We are getting to some of the more skilled cappy picks.
Ooh, ooh, this is a recognizable one. Kuroi's Hyper. Gonna have some heavy finger control, which has been seen in the previous weeks when it comes to the DT slots. Really nice song. A lot more chiller in comparison to what we've seen before, dropping down from the 5-star range, going into 4.5. Last week, it seems that they have swapped places, swapped seats in a sense, due to DT1 last week being the easiest and DT3 being, let's say, hardest, somewhere near there, for its slot.
This is a very standard DT3 pick. I mean, you are going to be harassed by triples followed by doubles by doubles.
Tolerable. It's not exactly too anti just yet. However, it's an Utsupi song. We'll never really know.
I'd like to point out the easy 2.0 times multiplier.
Yeah, that
This
makes
map must
sense.
be absolutely insane on easy. It does look pretty lax for hidden players. A lot of hidden players will probably get good act on this. Same with Hard Rock. This actually does not look the most difficult for kind of Hard Rock focused players. But if you are an all-rounder or a Hard Rock field, this may be a challenge for you.
Oh, you're in for a ride on Hard Rock. Like, oh, what is that?
And here we have the reason for the 2.0 times multiplier.
A bit more than just a slight reason.
I don't even know what to say. If you are an easy player, oh my god. You are a different breed.
And here we go into anti-mod. Even for no mod, even for the no mod, this is looking problematic.
Every mechanics player's least favorite slut.
Anti-mod. Anti-mod, I think, brings absolute panic to everyone in the lobby. Guess you get some Chinese red. That's nice to see.
I do see a solid opportunity for points from teams that I can actually play the anti-mod slot.
They're gonna need quite a bit of help. They're gonna need someone that can read ARA and hidden. Someone that can do precision on hard rock and whatever no mod or easy are. Oh. Okay, maybe not easy.
That's unreal.
How wasn't this the one with the 2.0 multiplier? This actually, I think, has the lowest multiplier. Yet, reading-wise, this is the most problematic one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a absolute battle for easy players to learn.
Where's our recount? Recount. Oh, but that doesn't matter now. Tiebreaker.
Here to TV, King Atlantis. I think a lot of players will actually know this map. I'm pretty sure I played this map when I was just after NWC. My friend had showed me this map. This map is very cool, but it's very kind of heavy under tapping and tech consistency.
How can we forget about King Atlantis? Atlantis. Oh. Seems to be a cool slots open base map. Which, I haven't actually seen this one. This one looks decent. Gonna have a lot of tech sliders and taps in there. Getting hit by doubles, triples, everything in the book that the final boss knows. Here,
going to be a very rough TV for our players to play through. Being as last TV was very mechanics focused, this is taking a whole new direction. But it's not something that we haven't seen before in this tournament, so we're just at a higher skill cap now.
Much higher skill cap, I do say. Looking to somewhere halfway in step into some interesting terrain. What would this section be called?
Kind of a mixed alt double section.
Wouldn't exactly say that it has some rhythmic timing, but this is insanity. Oh, the sliders stepping back into momentum after that had a break. And now they're checking out your rhythm.
You was very forgiving OD8, but the difficulty of the map definitely makes up for it. You see a lot of players, some maybe even breaking like all the time. Some players might not be able to find their footing on a map like this.
Does OD have more of a place in standard? I do know that it adjusts its hit window, so that might be a little bit of a change.
Oh, in OD, the hit window is larger and more forgiving for OD8.
Ah, so with pents, a lot harder to hit?
I'm not sure. That's right, guys, you heard it here first. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
At least you know the game. Oh, slowing down a bit, a quarter in. Wait, no, a quarter left. It did slow down its momentum a bit to give you a little break. However, enough for checking your tapping. fighters to build it up.
A break straight into a TI section. I mean, players are going to see the scores of both teams, and in a situation where one player is holding for their team and it's crucial, you might see them break just purely due to nerves.
Yeah, please don't start panicking, is my advice. Yeah, that's totally doable. And here's a... Is that hit lighting, or is that just the storyboard?
Oh, that's the storyboard.
They built this really nicely, what the?
Yeah, I know, right? It was a very good map, and it was a very good pick for TV. Just seeing the way NWC has stepped up from last year's rendition, it's amazing, honestly. Like, me last year when I was playing, I definitely would not have been able to keep up with a map like this at all.
Our newcomers are learning a lot faster. I'm very proud.
I mean, next year, I'm pretty sure there are hopes to move the rank range back down to where it originally was. And there you have it. That is the hardest TB that we have seen yet. And it's only going to get harder and less forgiving.
I'm scared to see grand finals.
It's messed up.
Well, it's messed up, but it makes sense. Our teams are very strong, the ones that remain in the bracket, so they're gonna need a lot more of a crucial skill cap to really push them down.
Oh yeah.
The remaining 4.
Anyways, this was your caster Toro and Melody. And this was the finals Mappool showcase. Hope you guys have a good one, and good luck, have fun. Remember to practice. Have a good one, guys.
Bye bye.